Hey guys, so here, welcome to Sigma Theory. It's been a while since I've put a strategy game on my channel, considering XCOM 2, the latest season, ended quite a while ago now, and I've just been focused on my story-based games, like Danganronpa and Zero Escape, the visual novels, but I've been fortunate enough to get access to this fun little strategy game here that's coming out on the Steam store quite soon. It's set in the near future, involves certain gameplay elements like espionage, science trees, diplomacy, counterintelligence, all that fun little spy stuff. I've played quite a bit of it so far and I've really enjoyed myself. Just looked to familiarize myself with the gameplay before sharing it with you guys so I don't look like a total baboon playing it blind. But yeah, I'm still learning and trying out new things, so please bear with me. I haven't actually won a campaign yet in this game, so here's hoping I can actually do it first try when I'm recording. I'm happy to explain things along the way as well, because I don't think I can reset the tutorial messages, so I'll just explain the gameplay elements as we go through. Releases on April 18th in early access, so if you are interested in playing after watching some of the gameplay, that's when it comes out. I'll drop a link down below on where you can get some information on it. Otherwise, shall we get started? We've got new account, which will start a new game basically, so let's select that. Basically the goal of Sigma Theory is all the countries are in a race to unlock the secrets of Sigma Theory. So you're going to need to be recruiting scientists, you're going to want to sabotage other countries as well, do some spy work, kidnap scientists, sabotage their research, all sorts of shenanigans going on so you can be the one to discover the secret of Sigma Theory and control the world basically. So here we are in the first screen, personal details. We get to select who we are as a person, man or woman. I'm just going to choose man, name John Doe. That's the default name. I'm actually just going to stick with it. It's quite a fitting name. I like it. And we get to choose a country as well. Each country provides a different starting bonus, kind of like XCOM Enemy Unknown, so the United States or Civilization. USA finds it easier to persuade scientists to work for them. China, the first agent recruited by China is a master of martial arts, which is important for exfiltration missions, is where you are in the city and you got to get your agent out as they get pursued by police and so on and so forth. It will all make sense as we go through the game. You'll see the different elements I'm hoping to show you. Russia, first Russian scientist performs particularly well. India, so on and so forth. These are the different bonuses you can get. I'm going to start with Japan. The first Japanese scientist cannot be seduced or turn to work for an external power. I don't know why I'm drawn to Japan, probably it's because of all the Japanese games I've been playing lately. So, John Doe from Japan. Absolutely. We also get to choose the spouse's details. I don't quite know what this does gameplay wise, if it matters where they're from. I think we can get some information on certain countries depending on where they're from. I'll choose my spouse as a woman. She will be from, I don't know, one of these countries, and we can select who our spouse is going to be. Let's just select, for now, United States, and we'll select Madison Dew. She looks like wife material for a Japanese John Doe. Okay, anyway, so that's our spouse. This plays into the game as well because we'll be communicating with our spouse, and certain events will pop up where we have to make some decisions, and decisions will affect the outcome of the game, or certain gameplay elements, such as maybe we'll lose a scientist for the day, or we lose respect for our bosses, etc., etc. Isado, I am Mitsuko Hayashi, and I ordered your recruitment. I will be your superior for the next few months. You will be directly accountable to me. John, as a specialist in both field operations and delicate diplomatic negotiations, your place is at the head of counter-espionage, but the Japanese government has an even more important mission for you. Several days ago, the scientific community developed the Sigma Theory, a scientific method capable of producing rapid advances, with the potential to throw the world into chaos. Within weeks, we'll see the emergence of new weapons with unimaginable destructive power, as well as tools that can influence the economy, society, energy, transport, and even the human mind. Our civilization will change beyond recognition. Japanese leaders want to monopolize Sigma technologies. The country that controls Sigma will control the world. Your mission? Discover these Sigma technologies with the best scientists at your side. Do what you must to gather a team of agents and use persuasion, diplomacy, and force to acquire the few scattered scientists able to work on these technologies. We currently have 2 in our labs. We've given you a surveillance drone and a combat drone to assist in your field missions. You also have access to diplomatic support to conduct negotiations with the leaders of rival nations. I'm transferring you to our tactical operations so you can proceed with recruiting your team. This is the recruitment database, so we get to choose up to 4 agents who will be helping us in our mission to recruit scientists and control Sigma Theory. I've unlocked quite a bit of them. I haven't actually unlocked all of them. There's still more that we'll unlock as we play. But for now, these are our list of potential recruits. We've got quite a few to choose from. I found a relative combination that works to my advantage of how I choose to play the game. So I'll probably just follow that line of thinking. So what I like in an agent is loyalty, of course, but they also come with a bunch of traits as well. So Aphrodite here, she's a seducer. Few scientists can resist the agent's charms. High profile. This agent's cover is higher profile than most and needs to be especially careful when moving between countries. So she's easily recognizable, which is not good when you have an arrest warrant out for one of your agents. You can see here there's recon, which means they have knowledge of the layout of the country. So she's from South Korea, so obviously she has knowledge of South Korea. She has no arrest warrants out for her, so that makes things easy. As you travel between countries, if one of your agents has an arrest warrant, there's a possibility they can get detained as they arrive, so you want to be careful trying to avoid people with many arrest warrants, and if they do have an arrest warrant, just avoiding going to that country in the first place. So you can see the different types of traits like loyal, this agent will never resign, stubborn, accustomed to working alone, may not obey your orders during exfiltrations, so he's, a bit of a roguester. Knife fighter, proficient with blades, survivor, tough to break under interrogation, that's if they get captured. Eel, if an extraction operation needs to be aborted, they will be quite elusive, which means they won't be as easy to catch if they're on the run from authorities. So I'll actually start with Mr. Double K here. You can see he's got a medal. Certain agents have a medal alongside them. This means they're like extra good. They're an elite. And they're so expensive to hire that your superiors will only approve having one on your team. So these are like the hero agents, so to speak. So you can see Mr. Double K here, Karl Cole, origin, Germany. Karl Cole has long been one of the most powerful men on the planet, a computer genius who, during the First Cold War, pioneered many of the concepts we now call hacking. He is the founder of the Chaos Computer Club, the most influential hacker collective in Europe, so that's the Triple C, he's the Double K. He has no real friends, and few can credibly say they have even seen him. But if the world banking system does not collapse despite attacks from all sides, if the government secrets are preserved despite uncounted flaws in security, if digital insurgents capable of triggering wars mysteriously vanish, then it is all thanks to the shadowy work of Karl Cole's invisible hand. He's from Germany. They also have intelligence and strength traits. These come in handy during like escapes and whatnot. Sometimes we have to roll for intelligence or roll for strength. You can see here he's quite weak. He looks like he's seen better days. He's probably like an inch away from having a heart attack, like one burger away or something. But he's relatively smart, and that's because he's a hacker. He's especially well suited for hacking operations. He's a loner. He's not very good at seducing others compared to like Aphrodite. He's a pacifist. He doesn't like carrying orders out that are brutal, like killing or maybe injuring / kidnapping. He's methodical, which means he produces great results, but they take a lot more time compared to the others. Anonymous. He will never get traced back. So if he fails a hack, no one will ever know it was him. So he's someone I'm going to want to recruit into my team, so I will recruit him. Normally there's an interview process. For him there isn't, because I've recruited him in the past. Same with Aphrodite. So I'll find someone here that I haven't recruited before, just so you can see that process. Someone like... who could I use? Someone like Noble, perhaps? Puppet Master? We got Slavic, we got Inside Out. His name is a question mark. Farouk Aydin's official biography describes him as a dedicated patriot with a large network who gradually gained power and influence at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, someone who understands the realities of Sigma. But we now know that this is false, and that Farouk is a double agent. He is very gifted. He's a master of disguise, puppet master, spy hunter, and smuggler. He has an arrest warrant in Russia, but he has knowledge of Turkey. Let's try and recruit him. So because I haven't recruited him before, we go through like a little interview process here. Why would I risk my own skin? Basically, I have a choice of what I want to say. If I say the wrong thing, he'll reject me and he won't come along for the ride. If I say the right thing, he'll join us. So for these two, I've already gone through and recruited them in the past. For him, we have to look at his biography. We can see here that we know he's a double agent. He's very gifted. He understands the realities of Sigma. He gradually gained power. He's a dedicated patriot. But this is all false, right? So if we say that, you know, I'm giving you the opportunity to work on the Sigma project you're so interested in, I feel like he's not going to care. It's time to act to defend your beliefs. We don't really know too much about him. I feel like this is going to be a shot in the dark here. It's time to act to defend your beliefs. You don't get me or what I'm about. So there you go. He's shut us down. He's not coming along for the ride. Where is he? Recruitment failed. There you go. So we have to find someone else to join the cause. Someone like Mr. Leak here. I feel like we've got a great hacker in Double K, so I don't really need another one. We can look at Catch here, but he's weak-willed. He's less effective at coercing scientists to defect. He's honest, he's pacifist. Generally a good guy. Do I really need a good guy on my team at this point in time? Not particularly. We got Scar here. He looks tough, right? Born to Kurdish parents. Kamiran is a Turkish nationalist who, for ideological reasons, quickly became involved with the police. He was so reliable that he was assigned to the most delicate undercover operations. Criminal gangs for the police, tribal clans for the government, Daesh for NATO. His last mission was a failure. He used his own ingenuity to escape after being imprisoned and tortured by the PKK, but he will never be the same again. He's someone I've recruited in the past, so I'll be tagging him along as well. We can get someone like Ryder here. Biker Ariko is a local gang chief in Osaka, where the community revolves around powerful racing bikes. Initially focused on small illegal contests and races/battles in backwater neighborhoods, the Osaka Dragons gang have recently carried out merciless attacks on the mafia and corruption. For many, there are vigilantes on their way to becoming a political power. Give me one good reason why I should work with you. We know they want power. We'll give them the means to grow your organization because you want it to grow, don't you? We're going to make a great team, you and I. And there you go. 4 agents willing to lay down their lives for me. I don't know, we'll see. I didn't actually view Aphrodite's profile, so let's do that really quickly. Miss South Korea, then Miss Universe. The young Kim Joo-sun is widely seen as the most beautiful woman of all time. She is quite pretty on her picture, isn't it? I love the art style here. It looks really great. Her elevation to stardom led her to abandon her studies of international economics, but enabled her to meet the world's rich and powerful. Her talent for diplomacy is formidable. Athletic, dedicated and loyal, she strives to be more than just a pretty face. As a celebrity with a global profile who is also a covert espionage agent, she's a unique asset. There is truly more to her than meets the eye. Shall we proceed with our team of 4? Looks good. Got a well-rounded team, a hacker, a master of disguise, and a seducer, and someone who's good at exfiltrations. So this is the world map we've got. These are the countries that are involved in the Sigma project. There's 10. We're currently leading right now. We've got 50% here, relations with your superiors. The game ends if this falls to 0. The higher the statistic, the more your government will give you special rewards, such as replacing your agents. As we do things throughout the game, if we tend to do things that upset our superiors, like bribing scientists and spending a lot of money basically, that support will go down. if we lose support, we lose access to perks such as drones and whatnot, but if it grows, we gain access to more perks, such as replacing agents if one dies, for example. We've got here the Doomsday Clock, which shows international tensions. When the counter is completely full, global nuclear war has begun and the game ends. So we have to balance, our cunningness and attempts to steal scientists and everything like that from other countries with making sure we maintain relations with them. Because once they fall to zero, we break out into war with them, and if we let the war go on too long, we'll basically start another world war, and that's when the game ends. We don't want that, so we want to avoid angering everyone too much. If we are going to piss someone off, we need to make sure we can repair that relationship as well. This is our Sigma counter. When the counter reaches 15, you can access the game's ultimate technology, which provides access to victory, and certain things will add to that score. This is the tech tree that we've got. I'll explain it later on, basically, as we get these technologies. Basically, these technologies give us perks, which we can use against enemies, or we can share it with the world, which will not give us the perk, but we can avoid, starting global war, because it doesn't look like that we're gaining all the power, right? So I suppose we should start. We've got the ranking here. We can see China is right behind us, followed by France. So you know what, we should start attacking our competitors. I've got Mr. Cole here, our hacker. If I click on him, we can see he's got different missions. Hack basically means we can hack other countries and do certain things to either sabotage them or help ourselves. Procure weapon, this is if you are overseas. If you're undertaking missions in the country and you need to escape, for example, having a weapon allows you to have an easier time. That comes up later on once we do our exfiltrations, and we can locate scientists. This is so we can find out if there are any scientists in the country we can attempt to convert to our cause or kidnap, either or. I'm going to have them hack our good friends over in China. I'm hacking. Now, where you hack from actually affects certain things. So if we're hacking China from Japan, if Double K fails his hack here, China's going to be able to trace it back to Japan, and they're going to know we did it, which is going to lower our relationship with them, right? But the benefit of hacking from Japan is that he's got access to our infrastructure, because we're supporting him, right? So he has a higher chance of success if he hacks China from here. I can also hack China from within. He'll also have a decent chance of success, but because he's in China, if they do trace him, they might just put an arrest warrant out for him and try and capture him. Thankfully, he's actually got a perk, Mr. K, Double K here. The perk of Anonymous, which means intrusions will never be traced back to him. So it would actually be quite safe for him to go to China, but there's no risk in getting traced back, whether he hacks it from China or Japan, so that's fine. I can also hack it from a third country, like Russia, for example, in which case I've got no, increased chance of success, but if we fail, they have no chance of tracking it back to Japan. So, like I said though, there's no harm in hacking from Japan because he can't be traced back to him because of his perk. So let's hack China and let's locate their scientists. We can do other things like delete arrest warrants, lower the alert levels, which means it'll be easier for us to escape with the scientist, steal their research data, or install ransomware, which I can use to blackmail their diplomats. This guy here is their diplomat. So I'll need to speak with him if I need to repair relationships and whatnot. So let's start by locating scientists. That gives him a job, 2 days. Meanwhile, I'll probably fly Aphrodite over to China. Let's get her ready to start seducing and talking with the scientists, because that's her specialty. I can fast travel there, which means I'll have to get rid of my gun. She's already equipped. Or I can infiltrate, which will take 3 days, but I get to keep my weaponry. I'm in no hurry to go there because Double K here is still hacking them and trying to find the scientists, so let's just take the long way. I'm also going to send our good friend Scar down to China as well. He can help out and infiltrate. And Ryder here, I'm going to fly you over to France. So you can investigate on that front and try and find some scientists we can kidnap or convince to join us. Once we've assigned all our agents some jobs, let's end our turn. Move on to the next day. We'll get notifications every day of what's going on in our lives. You can see here we've made some progress on some of our tick trees, 8%, 8%. That's fine. Here's what it is, we only have 2 scientists. I've got drones which can support us on missions once we get there, but we'll see once we get there. Okay, we've seen that Double K has cracked the Chinese security system. I've got all the information available on their scientists. So they've got 2 scientists here focusing on different tick trees. You can see there are different tick trees. There's neurosciences, health, robotics, finance, astrophysics. Certain scientists have different specialties, which will allow us to progress through. So we need to focus on just getting as much scientists as we can to start off with. I'm going to get Double K to hack France as well, seeing as that's where I've sent Ryder. And just locate some scientists there as well, please. Alright. Ryder's arrived at Paris. These guys have arrived at Beijing. Progress on our research. Madison, my lovely wife. John, I heard about you were assigned as head of the Sigma division. Please accept my congratulations. Thank you, Madison. Your love and support get me through my missions. We'll be a good husband here, you know. Let's make sure that she's happy with our marriage. I'm touched, John, but don't go out of your way. We both know all about the dangerous game of politics. We're going to need to help each other. If I can count on you, you can count on me. Your romantic relationship has improved. Oh, see? If only it was that easy in real life, huh? We can see here Germany's actually overtaken us in Turkey. France, China. Right at the beginning, I think it's all just volatile on who's actually got the technology, because we all technically start on 0, right? So there's no one really closer to winning than, you know, at least the difference is not going to be that much. So let's have a look at what Aphrodite can do here now that she's arrived. They've got 2 scientists. I want to take advantage of Aphrodite's seducer trait, so we can look at the scientist. Normally, you know, you won't have all this information for straight away. Sometimes you need to do some more further investigation, like identify, so you can find out who they are. Thankfully, Double K here has done a magnificent hack and just pulled up all this information on Wu Gao. We can see here he's, you know, a man, preference is woman, he's chauvinistic, and he's chaste. He cares more for their work than people. I'm going to get Aphrodite here to seduce him. The agent will try to seduce the scientist, ensure they are compatible before attempting. We can also abduct him, bribe him, or convert him. I'm going to take advantage of Aphrodite's skill, seduce. And I can get good old Scar here to attempt to kidnap this person here. She's flighty, drops their guard with an attractive person. She's actually a woman, she's a lesbian, so maybe we could have had Aphrodite seduce her instead. She's not motivated by money, so bribes wouldn't work. We'll see. Let's wait a while. Let's actually recon the area, which will make a escape a lot easier once we get to that point. I'm going to get Ryder to recon this area as well. I'm going to send a surveillance drone down to China. I'm going to send a combat drone over to France to help with potential extractions that we're going to be undertaking as we near the date. Okay, so you see here we've got the details of the scientists in France. Thank you, Double K. Aphrodite was unable to seduce Dr. Gao, and people are suspicious because she's failed. The alert levels increased in China, which will make our escape quite interesting, so to speak. So let's actually try seduce Dr. Deng here, since she is dropping her guard with an attractive person, and she's a lesbian, so she might actually be tempted by Aphrodite here. So let's attempt that. Wait for the recon, and then we're just going to kidnap the other scientist, shall we? Actually, no, sorry. There's a warning. It tells us if we haven't used a turn yet. Double K here hasn't. We see here that we haven't actually identified the scientists. Double K didn't have a fully successful hack, so we need to actually identify them before we can, you know, do these approaches. So let's actually try and hack them again. I'd like to just get information on who they are. End the turn. More progress on our research. Nothing too much going on since everyone's doing their missions. Alright, there we go. India is undertaking a military operation in Afghanistan. I can send a drone over to help them out. This will improve our relationship if I do so. But I don't see the need to do that right now. I'm on neutral terms with India. I haven't done anything to piss them off, but you know, I haven't done them any favors. They haven't done me any favors. It's fine. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Recon's complete. Recon's complete. Double K has sent us some information on the scientists in France. Dr. Ding has agreed to join our Sigma division. From now on, they will work as a double agent for us. How nice. So we were able to seduce her at the end of it all. Good work, Aphrodite. You did make up for your failure. I'm a tough boss, okay? So, as a double agent, Dr. Ding is actually going to be working for China and me. You can see here we get an increase in knowledge every time. This time we didn't because we just started. If I want to, I can exfiltrate her and bring her back to base. But we can just leave her as a double agent for now. It's risky to try and exfiltrate her when she's already providing us with information. The only downside is China's getting the information as well. Khalid al-Yazid, the Caliphate of the Levant. We wish to establish a fair, balanced Islamic Republic in the countries ravaged for oil by the West. We'd like your help. If you help us, we'll be generous, but if you betray us, we'll kill one of your miscreant scientists. We have a mission for you. You need to put ransomware on the American servers and send us the key. We'll send you further details once this is done. We're counting on you. So we get events as we play through the game. We've got different factions, like you can get terrorists, you can get heads of organizations, you can get rogue factions, all requesting things from you. You can choose to support them or not. If you don't support them, something bad can happen. If you do support them, they'll give you a reward sometimes. Let's help out Khalid al-Yazid. Hopefully he's able to help us once we're done. And we've got a brilliant hacker, right? So let's get Double K here to hack the United States and install ransomware for them. We still don't have any information on the scientists. He only kind of figured out where they are, I guess. So we're going to need to identify them. Ryder, do your thing. 3 days. Jeez, that's a bit much. I'm going to get Scar to abduct Wu Gao here. I could try to convert him, but I'm in a hurry. I need to weaken China, who's sickened right now, and start bolstering my own research, right? Aphrodite's done there. I might actually move her over towards the US. Or Turkey, actually. Why not? Considering they're number one. I must deal with a last-minute emergency. I'll be unavailable until tomorrow. Sorry about that. Gee, thanks. Goodness me, like, the world is at stake and you're taking some personal time? That's unacceptable. Alright? Anyway, she's on her way. Everything's ready for the capture and exfiltration of Dr. Gao. I await your orders. Excellent. We've basically kidnapped the guy. Issa, bad news, I'm afraid. Turkey has completed the project codenamed Stability. We will do our best to reverse engineer their results, which should accelerate our research, but it is sensible to conclude that these discoveries will be used against us. So these are different projects that you can see on the Sigma tree here. Each one has a perk that the country can use to their advantage, whether it boosts their research or their strength, or can weaken other countries as well, right? In this case, Turkey has used the full power of Stability project and have exploited it to produce an extraordinary amount of funds in a very short time. Their Sigma division is now flush with cash, and I think you may find that their scientists are suddenly impervious to bribery. So we can't bribe any scientists from Turkey now. So there you go, that's their perk. You can choose to keep the technology for yourself, in which case you'll get the full benefit of the perk, or sometimes an organization will come by and you can share that technology with them, so you lose access to the perk, but you can keep the world sort of stable, and you improve your relationships with all the other countries at the same time. So for now, let's end this episode on an extraction, shall we? Do you wish to exfiltrate Dr. Gao? We've got a drone in place to provide support. Let's get that done, shall we? Here we go. This is the exfiltration gameplay mode. Operation Perfect Messenger, Beijing, China, 8:45 p.m. You can see here we need to extract Dr. Gao from China. Scar is our ground agent. These are his traits. He's got a rifle. He's escorting a doctor. He's got support from a spy drone. Our attack drone is not in the country. It's over in France. And no organization is helping us at this point, considering we haven't met any. At the top you can see the alert level. This can provide resistance to escaping. We've got 4 kilometers to go to extract. So let's get started. Scar's on the move. As you go through, you get these sort of events, and you kind of have to make decisions based on what's going on. And it's pretty cool. You're basically guiding him through the city, trying to get him out towards the extraction zone, avoiding police patrols and whatnot. I got on a bus at the last minute. He's followed me for part of the way. Understood. Move 300 meters. Agent Scar, our surveillance drone indicates that you are nearing a patrol looking for you. Detour to the alternate route we are sending now. Enemy contact. Avoiding these guys is no longer an option. Right, so our surveillance drone has alerted us to the fact that there's a police drone, patrol up ahead, so we've made sure to pass that on to our agent on the ground. It's a long story, but the police officer thought I was suspicious. Now I'm in the back of his car on the way to the police station. He hasn't discovered my real identity yet. Get away by force or try to bribe him. Both of these affect our roles based on strength and intelligence. I think Scar is proficient in hand-to-hand combat or something like that, so let's get away by force. He's tough. He put up a good fight and called reinforcements. I got away, so he's lost some health. If our health depletes to 0, he gets killed. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And the alert level's gone up to full. Fantastic. We've run into a police patrol. 8 officers. They're looking everywhere. I'm about to be spotted. We can flee, which is very risky. Neutralize, which is dangerous, so that's, I guess, non-lethal. Or eliminate with a rifle. Dangerous. You can see here surrounded by 8 agents. Or officers. Let's try and flee. I tried to escape, but I failed. I've been wounded. Keep going, my friend. Alright, there we go. Managed to get away. The police officer recognized my description, but I lured them into an alley. I'm going to take him out. Neutralize him and get out of there. We can interrogate him about the security arrangements. That's going to waste time. We've got a surveillance drone. We don't need it. Understood. 300 meters. Police are catching up to us. I encountered an enemy agent that I had to neutralize. It didn't go well, but he retreated and I escaped. I'm filthy. Understood. He's lost more health. This is not good. Police are catching up. I'm going through a refugee camp in the middle of town. I can see a truck that is used as a mobile drug dispensary, but it's monitored, as are everyone's movements. Take over the truck and passes the driver to escape. Or I can get some medical treatment. Take the truck. I told them I was part of the team. I left with the truck and the blessing of the authorities. I've abandoned the vehicle and I'm continuing the mission. So you can go on foot, or if you manage to secure a vehicle, you can actually transport yourself further. In this case we moved 400 meters and we've lost some of the alert. Agent Scar, our surveillance drone indicates that you are nearing a patrol looking for you. Detour to the alternate route we're sending now. Enemy contact. Avoiding these guys is no longer an option. There we go, they've caught up to us. It's still risky to run away. I don't know if we can take much more of this. Wah! Very risky. Thankfully, we rolled some successful RNG there. Full alert, by the way. Scar and Dr. Gao successfully reached the extraction point and have escaped the country. Civilian casualties 0 because we didn't fight against the police officers, which is good. Diplomatic relations with China are deteriorating. It's down to 50%. So that's not so bad as long as it doesn't reach 0. The senior leadership is pleased with your success. Officially, of course, they have no knowledge of them. So 67% with our own superiors, that's great. Message from the government of China. I can't prove it, but I know that it was you and your agency behind this operation. You'll regret this, I assure you. I'm sure I will, considering the fact that you didn't know it was us. Anyway. Scar's on his way back with the scientist, back to Japan. Everyone else on their own missions. We're back. You've gained our trust. If you lose an agent on a mission, the government can release more funds to recruit a replacement. We're in Japan. Dr. Gao is accompanied by an armed escort at the research center. Mission successful. The ransomware has been installed in the US. I'll leave it to you to negotiate the decryption key with the local Sigma head. Isa, the Caliphate of the Levant is pleased with your work. Your ransomware allowed us to draw the attention of the American cybersecurity defenses and hack the sensitive information of their leaders. Our aim is to plunge the infidel nations of the Western world into chaos, and you've helped us move towards that. As thanks, we'll send you a file of compromising information on the American diplomat. Use it well. We'll contact you soon with your next mission. So, compromising file obtained, which means we can take advantage of that when we negotiate with the Americans in terms of diplomacy, but the doomsday clock has moved forward by 1 minute because we helped a terrorist organization cause chaos, and the world steps ever closer to World War. Yeah, there's the Americans right now. Isa, our intelligence services have confirmed that you are working with the Caliphate of the Levant. It's a dangerous alliance, but it could give us the opportunity to approach these individuals and prevent them causing harm once and for all. We know they're threatening you, and that they'll react as soon as you turn against them. Will you work with us despite this? I have to say yes, right? Yes, I need a way out. Your response is reassuring. We need to locate the leader of the Caliphate of the Relevant group, and we need your help to do so. 2 those there, by the way. We request that you investigate the French Sigma head, who has regular personal contact with this leader. We're counting on you. Alright, Susan. I will investigate the French head once Ryder has completed their assignment. In the meantime, let's forge some sort of game plan because we are 4th right now in the race towards the Sigma theory.